In this video, we're gonna go down the evaluation process that I have for Alibaba and why I'm still a bull on Alibaba, because people keep telling me you should be selling the stock. It's already been 4 years since you made your full position, you've held it, and it hasn't gone anywhere. If you've been following this channel, you know that the stock market is basically auction driven. This is exactly what Morris Prabhai preaches. People are buying and selling the stock by the millions. People are buying because they feel like Alibaba is gonna go to whatever price that they have it. People are selling the stock because they don't believe in Alibaba. So it's all auction driven, buying and selling. So we're gonna go over why I don't care about what the market is pricing Alibaba at, because I have the intrinsic value of the business at a different marker. We're gonna look at Twitter. We're gonna look at what I think about the business and the future growth of the business. So let's get into the analysis of Alibaba. So I'm gonna make the analysis as simple as possible. So when I'm thinking about Alibaba, I'm thinking about buying the business as a private owner. Like, what would I pay for the business? Or what can I see the business returning to me as an owner of the business if I actually own the whole thing? And this is all going back to Warren Buffett. So if I'm thinking about Alibaba right now, it's selling for $230 billion. It's generating $21 billion of free cash flow. So if I was the owner, I would get around a 9% yield on my money, free cash flow yield. So that's pretty good. If I was buying a property and I was getting a 10% yield, I would be loving that, and it didn't grow at all. I would be enjoying that nice 9 to 10% yield. I would be loving life. But as I bought this business, Alibaba comes with $50 billion of net cash on the balance sheet. So that $230 billion that the business is worth as I bought it would go down to $180 billion. So if I was generating $21 billion on that, that's shooting up to 11 to 12% free cash flow yield. Imagine getting 11% on your money just buying Alibaba, and that's with no growth. So 11% cash flow yield. Compare that to any business. Remember, Alibaba is the number one business in China pretty much. It's the number one e-commerce business, has the number one position in the cloud market, and also has international growth. It also has a logistics network. It also has the number 1 or 2 fintech platform, Alipay. Look what we have in the business of Alibaba. We already know it's dominant. So with that 11% yield already, I'm going to put a 7% growth on the free cash flow going out 5 to 10 years. Guys, I don't think that's too high. I think Alibaba can do it, especially with cloud growth growing triple digits, international e-commerce growing 30%. We still have the domestic business growing at least 3 to 5%. So I can easily see 7% free cash flow growth going into the future. So that's already an 18% yield on the money. Plus I'm getting a 2% dividend. So that's 20%. Plus they're buying back 5% of the shares. So that's 25% on my money I can expect going forward pretty much right now. So that's the 25% I can expect going into the future. And that's amazing. Like, if I was getting all of that, 25%, I would love to own the company. So that's why I am so sure about Alibaba growing into the future. So now we're going to split the business into different sections. And this is where I'm going to Twitter, because this guy gave an amazing analysis on what he would pay for Alibaba if he split the business in different sections. Here's a tweet by Oliver. And this is basically what I've been saying. If you go back to all my Alibaba videos, I've been pretty much preaching the exact same thing. I've broken this down the same way back, and I still thought it was around $300, $250. So let's look at what he's saying. So e-commerce platform. So this is domestically Taobao Tmall, 28 billion. So that's how much it generated. He's put a 12x multiple on the 28 billion. So it's coming around $141. The international e-commerce business, he's going now to price to sales instead of an EV to EBITDA. 16 billion, 1x multiple on it. So $6 a share. Alibaba Cloud, price to sales, a 5x multiple on the $18 billion of revenue it generated. I think that's a good multiple to put on it. $37 per share value on that business. See how now, basically the logistics network, price to sales, it was $14 billion, revenue of $14 billion, a 1.5x multiple on that, value per share, $9 billion. Equity investments, a $6 per share value on it, cash, $22. When you split up the business and put a multiple on it, that's what you pretty much get, around $220 per share. And I agree with these multiples and how he broke it down. That's pretty much how I'm seeing it too. So that's why you can kind of sit steady, don't care about what the market is doing, because look at the value that I have for Alibaba. I think it's perfectly done. So guys, we can ignore the market. We can just be ready for when it's gonna pull up, because eventually it's gonna go to the intrinsic value if we believe in Ben Graham and what Warren Buffett teaches, what Peter Lynch and all those people teach. What do you think about this video? Leave your likes, comment down below. What do you think about this analysis? Peace.